In the vast, sun-baked desert, a group of people wandered aimlessly, their spirits as dry and parched as the land around them. They were the Israelites, a people who had just been freed from the clutches of Egyptian slavery. But freedom came with its own set of challenges. They needed guidance, structure, and a sense of purpose. This is where the story of the Levites begins, a tale of dedication, duty, and divine appointment. The Lord spoke to Moses, instructing him to count every firstborn male of the Israelites from a month old and up. This was not just a census. It was a divine command with deep spiritual significance. The Lord wanted to establish a special relationship with these firstborns, who had been spared during the final plague in Egypt. However, instead of requiring every firstborn to serve in the tabernacle, the Lord chose the Levites as a substitute. The Levites, descendants of Levi, one of Jacob's sons, were to be wholly dedicated to the service of God. This decision was not arbitrary. The Levites were chosen for a specific reason. They were to be the keepers of the tabernacle, the sacred space where God's presence dwelled among the people. Their role was multifaceted. They were to guard the tabernacle, maintain its rituals, and ensure that the rest of the Israelites did not accidentally defile it. The Levites were not just any group of people. They were a living symbol of the covenant between God and the Israelites. The process of counting the Levites and the firstborns was meticulous. Moses was instructed to take a census of all the Levites, from a month old and up, and then compare this number with the number of firstborns among the Israelites. The difference, 273 firstborns who exceeded the number of Levites, had to be redeemed with a monetary payment. Each of these 273 firstborns was to pay 5 shekels of silver, a price that symbolized their value and the importance of their substitution by the Levites. This act of redemption was not just a financial transaction. It was a spiritual one. It ensured that the firstborns, who had been spared in Egypt, were not left without a way to fulfill their obligation to God. The silver collected from this redemption was given to Aaron and his sons, the priests, as a symbolic transfer of responsibility and a sign of the Levites' new role. The Levites were further divided into 3 clans: the Kohathites, the Gershonites, and the Merarites. Each clan had specific duties within the tabernacle. The Kohathites were responsible for the most sacred items, including the Ark of the Covenant, the table of showbread, and the golden altar. The Gershonites were in charge of the curtains, coverings, and entrance screens of the tabernacle, while the Merarites were responsible for the structural elements, such as the boards, bars, and sockets. These roles were not just about physical labor. They were about maintaining the sanctity of the tabernacle and ensuring that the rituals and ceremonies were performed correctly. The Levites were the intermediaries between God and the people, ensuring that the divine presence remained among the Israelites. The importance of the Levites cannot be overstated. They were the backbone of the religious life of the Israelites. Their dedication and service were a constant reminder of the covenant between God and the people. They ensured that the tabernacle was a place of holiness, and that the rituals and ceremonies were performed with the utmost respect and reverence. The story of the Levites is a powerful reminder of the importance of dedication and service. In a world where people often seek personal gain and individual success, the Levites stand as a testament to the value of selflessness and devotion. Their role in the tabernacle was not easy. It required constant vigilance, hard work, and a deep sense of responsibility. But it was through their service that the Israelites were able to maintain their connection with God and find a sense of purpose in their lives. In the end, the Levites were not just a group of people. They were a living embodiment of the covenant. Their story is a reminder that true fulfillment comes not from personal achievements, but from serving a higher purpose. As the Israelites wandered through the desert, the Levites were a constant presence, guiding them and keeping them connected to their faith. So, as we look back on this ancient story, we are reminded that in our own lives, the greatest fulfillment comes from dedicating ourselves to something greater than ourselves. Whether it is through service to others, commitment to a cause, or devotion to a higher power, the spirit of the Levites continues to inspire and guide us. In the end, it is not what we achieve, but how we serve that truly matters. The desert may be vast and unforgiving, but the spirit of the Levites endures, a beacon of hope and dedication in a world that often seems lost.